Well, hello everyone, it's Kari again with you here today, back on the channel to share a beautiful rose card. This time we're going to make it dimensional and we're going to use some of the brand new glitter paper from Crafty Meraki. This is a piece of that I've cut some down already, but I wanted to show you some of the different beautiful blends of these glitter papers. These are gorgeous and the glitter is beautiful, not too glittery, just enough to add some great sparkle to your cards. They do have a beautiful gradient, so you saw the blue and the green, and then there's some orangey peach into pink. This one has green, blue, purple, and pink. And look at that blend, so beautiful. This one has almost all the colors of the rainbow right there, and then this one here is pink and blue, and it's beautiful. So I thought today would be fun to test this glitter paper out and see what it can do. So I thought I would start out with a little die cutting. I'm going to take the rose die that I showed you before, and I'm going to cut it out of these papers here. So I've cut down the orange and pink paper into a half sheet and then a quarter sheet also, so that I would get some of those different gradient looks. And I'm going to cut the roses out of both of these papers. And it die cuts beautifully. It really does work great. And I've sped this up just a little bit just to show you how fantastic it is. And you can easily get them out of the glitter paper. Some of the smaller pieces that were more intricate, I did have to take a little more time to get that out of the glitter paper. But all in all, it was a beautiful die cut, nice and clean. And I did not use any extra shims or a metal shim or anything. So here I'm starting to put it together, and I'm just using some liquid adhesive, which worked just fine on this glitter paper, but then I decided, wait a minute, I want to make these a little bit 3D. So I'm going to take some foam tape and do portions of this smaller rose bud with some foam tape to build it up even more and make it even that much more dimensional. This is a fun technique to do to make your card pop even more and make it a little more 3D. So you'll see on a few of these layers, I popped it up with the foam tape, but on the smaller pieces that were more intricate, I just glued them down. So this piece right here, I'm going to use liquid adhesive and glue that right there to that piece. And then the smaller top pieces, I will also just use liquid adhesive. But there are a couple layers of foam tape on this little rosebud, so it pops. It's really, really great. So let me finish putting this together and I'll show you that dimension. So this piece goes right here, and this rose die is a favorite of mine if I haven't mentioned it before. I love how they all turn out. All the pieces are just beautiful. So there we go. I'm going to just press that together and make sure that that's sticking to the glitter paper. You do need to take a little time to give it time to fully adhere together. But look at that, and it worked out great. Now I'll go ahead with the larger rose now and pop those out. And you'll see I'm going to start off using foam adhesive right at the beginning, lining up those triangles so that they fit perfectly together. And I felt like I needed another little piece of foam tape right here to really give that some support. So I added another piece. This next piece I'm gluing down because there are some smaller pieces that really should stick down just like that. And then I'm just going to dry fit the rest of this and make sure that I like it. I will pop up a couple more layers of this rose, so you'll see that in just a minute. But there we go. That's how it's all going to fit together. And there is a layering guide as well that comes with this die, so you don't have to guess at where all these pieces go. It's pretty easy though to put it together. I'll continue adding the small pieces with liquid adhesive. But this next piece that's going to cover the triangle, I'm going to go ahead and add the small piece to that, and then I'm going to pop that whole piece up with some foam as well. I love putting these roses together. They're pretty simple and fast to come together which really makes it a delight. Now here's the last layer right here, and it's going to go right on top just like that. And I'm going to create 2 layers of foam tape for this one so that it fits right over the top of all the other layers. This is going to be our final layer, and it's just going to fit just like that. So look at this beautiful 3D rose. There's a closer look at that. Both of these are ready to create a card with, and I'm just going to hide a little bit more of that foam. And now I can put together the leaves. So I'm going to use this piece here, cut it down, and die cut it out of the blues and greens, and then also some right out of the greens. Now these are much more intricate, so I am going very slow to pop these out. So I didn't want it to rip that. I did not rip any of it, but I did go a little bit slower just to make sure that that would release beautifully. And now I have a happy birthday sentiment from one of my Crafty Meraki sets. I just cut this into a sentiment strip and glued it to the pink and peach cardstock that's glittery to match those roses. And then we'll pop that sentiment right up on this foiled background. Now this foiled background was made with the Mosaic Maze hot foil plate, and I used some silvery foil for this one to just kind of be a beautiful design in the background. And now we can glue down all of our elements and create this birthday card. Again, just using liquid adhesive to adhere all of these, and I'm putting the leaves down first and using that rose as a guide to where those leaves will go. And then I'll glue down both the rose and the rosebud. And I just love how this is coming together with that glitter paper and the foiled background. It's so pretty in the light. Once we get everything glued down, we can put the rest of the card together on a card base, and that will be our first card for today. Now this turned out so pretty, but I had some leftover glitter paper, and I wanted to use the glitter paper as a frame as well. And so you can definitely use it for your elements, your floral elements, or your sentiment strips, but using it as a frame is also a beautiful idea. So I'm going to take this rectangle that's going to fit right over that glitter paper that I cut the rose out with and I cut the sentiment strip out with, but this is going to fit right over the top, so that glitter is going to create that frame. And then I'm going to take a peony die that I already had cut out and created. This is also from Crafty Meraki, another one of my favorite florals. And I'll put that together with the high foiled, it's a foiled high that I also die cut a couple of times to build up. So you can see this was a very simple card to put together, but I definitely did not want to waste the rest of that glitter, and it creates a beautiful card. So I'll just finish putting this one together, allow that to dry, and glue that all to the glitter paper and to the card base, and that's our second card. And that background is also foiled with a silver foil, and it is the Majestic Motif. And there is the look at that. I love glitter with a little bit of foil, and I hope you do too. This was a really fun video to put together with these 2 cards. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll be back real soon with more cards to share. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.